Welcome back to my channel and thank you for your time from a very freezing South Africa. I'm wanting to speak today about when we believe that we are loving and caring for our nearest and dearest, but in actual fact we are disabling them. So when I talk about our loved ones, I mean our parents, maybe our children, maybe our spouses, maybe even our friends. And when they are suffering longer term difficulty, we, especially if we are loving and kind and caring, we stand alongside them. We love and care for them. And that is fine. But what often happens is we no longer realize that we're two separate beings. And so the danger comes when we actually take on their problem as if it's our own. And I speak from a position of knowledge of this situation because I did exactly the same with my husband after the loss of our younger daughter. So this situation is happens when we are trying to help, we're trying to love, we notice that maybe our loved ones are not coping, they don't know what to do, and therefore we start taking over their role. What happens is we make their problems our problems. And in doing this, it causes endless havoc because we think that we are helping our loved ones, but in actual fact, we are not allowing them to make decisions because we know better. How arrogant. We're not allowing them to suffer the consequences because we love them so much. We want to protect them from any further harm. We don't allow them to fall and skin their knee because we love them too much for that. So we try and keep them in cotton wool, if you will. And in doing so, there's a double whammy because in overprotecting our loved ones, what is happening is we are taking on not only our own burdens, but we're also taking on theirs. And in doing that, we can become overwhelmed, overloaded, suffer from burnout, and actually we can just give up because the load is too heavy. So that's the first thing, we're going to suffer. The second bad thing is that our loved one stays in a place of being a victim. They stay in a place of being completely disempowered by us, even though that's not our intention. They don't suffer the consequences, they don't make the decisions, they don't learn. So in fact, what we have done as the kind, loving, caring one is we have blocked them from their own journey, believing that we can help them, which is much better. How wrong is our thinking? Everybody needs to have their own journeys. That's the only way we learn. And by us trying to do our journey for our loved ones, we are taking away that opportunity for them to grow. I hope this makes sense to you. And so much as we do it from the intention of love and kindness and a really good place, the result is harmful. And so I ask you just to think about the relationships that you have, where you are called to be supportive. Are you being naturally and lovingly supportive? Or are you maybe just tipping over into taking their burden, putting it onto your shoulders? And if that is the case, what we have to do is a very difficult thing, which is to step back. Okay, we've got to step back and allow them to fall and skin their knee. and then be there to love and care for them when they need it. So I'm going to finish with a reading by an unknown author, which says it much more beautifully and clearly than I can. The reading is called Let Go. To let go does not mean to stop caring. It means I can't do it for someone else. To let go is not to cut myself off. It's the realization that I cannot control another. To let go is not to enable, but to allow learning from natural consequences. To let go is not to try to change or blame another. It is to make the most of myself. To let go is not to care for, but to care about. To let go is not to fix, but to be supportive. To let go is not to judge, but to allow another to be a human being. To let go is not to be in the middle of arranging all the outcomes, but to allow others to affect their own destinies. To let go is not to be protective. It's to permit another to face their reality. To let go is not to deny, but to accept. To let go is not to nag, scold, or argue, but instead to search out my own shortcomings and correct them. To let go is not to adjust everything to my desires, but to take each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. To let go is not to criticize and regulate anybody, but to try to become what I dream I can be. To let go is not to regret the past, but to grow and live for the future. To let go is not to lose our power, but to be open to the power within. And finally, to let go is to fear less and love more. If you found this video to be of interest, I ask you to go to the subscriber button beneath this video and please join my channel. Thank you so much.